Hello, everybody. Welcome on back to Harmony. The Fall of Reverie, episode number 4. Should be the second to last one. I'm hoping to finish this up in 2 more parts. I don't think we have a ton left in the game, but just because one playthrough on the internet was one way doesn't mean that it's going to be the same for everybody. I think, so this is episode number 4, right? And the other one, I think we're 4 hours in, I want to say. This is going to cover act number 3 of the game, and then hopefully, like fingers crossed, hopefully the next video will cover the rest of the game. If it doesn't, it'll just be up the following week. Ursula is back home, but she's different. Major change is coming to Antia and Reverie, and I have no choice but to be a part of it. Loved the way the last one ended. Glad that we were able to find her. There wasn't like an extra escalation. We get a little bit of a reveal on the relationship that she had. Not so surprisingly, it was with Chaos. It seemed like they kind of introduced him or them. They introduced them to kind of pay off. Introduce them to just kind of have that in the back of your head, and then like it doesn't feel like it comes out of nowhere, but maybe they tip their hand a little bit too much. Not a surprising turn. But a turn nonetheless. So, here we go. Harmony. This is youtube.com/SeanSorcererX. My name is Sean. Playing video games most days of the week. Sometimes I eat food. Sometimes I watch digital football. Either way, I post videos basically every day, or almost every day. And you can scroll down, subscribe, ring the bell. You'll be notified when I post new videos. And, yeah. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit. Press A to continue. And we are here in Act 3, Chapter 1. The battle begins in the heart of paper. We have this thing right here, and then we're looking kind of more, so we're looking for Bond or Chaos on the left, or 25 Bliss, Truth, or Power. Just kind of taking a quick peek at the achievements just for my own. Chaos, Power, Bliss would probably be a good way to go, just as far as like unlocking achievements. And I don't know if they'll double up on them, but you can do like, you pick an objective related to some, oh, maybe it did it do that both last time? Whatever. So it looks like we have a little bit, we'll go into chapter 1 here. This one's gonna get, looks like it gets a little wide. A couple of different exit points. Curious as to why it goes all the way out left and all the way out right, but then none of those have endpoints. So that'll be interesting. Start with home, sour home. As eccentric as they are, I'm glad I talked to Chaos. Helps me understand my mother a little bit better, but it's still a lot to take in. That's the end of the scene. All right, cool. I forget if I need to bump the volume here or if I have it fine. I returned from Reverie to find the Naiads divided. We are all retired to our separate rooms for the night. No one spoke, not even to say goodnight. I don't remember falling asleep. I do remember the flashes of Reverie that flickered through my mind as I tossed and turned. Impossible landscapes, incredible vistas, vivid surges of light, glowing and refracting. A throne of sun-bleached bone, a shattered silhouette made whole. A heartbeat. In the morning, I find Laszlo and Nora in the kitchen. No sign of Ursula. Oh, that okay. Let's see. Weird mood. Truth, you have experienced a change of paradigm. You have to get accustomed to it. Bond. This one's going to unlock something later. Relying heavily on others to find Ursula. Reveal one node. Oh, so kind of whatever we pick here is going to block out a third of the next step. That's interesting. You refused to go my way previously. Relying on mostly on your own. Huh. This one doesn't. Oh, so I think it. Oh. You did not go my way to locate and free your mother. This possibility is closed to you. You have experienced a change of paradigm. Yeah, so I am Stuck going in the middle. Okay. No one speaks. Nora and Laszlo have barely touched the food they set out for breakfast. It's been out so long it's cold and unappetizing now. Ursula hasn't come out of her room. Several minutes pass in silence, except for the listless clank of silverware on ceramic and the occasional vibration of Nora's phone. After a long sip of water, she clears her throat.
I feel so stupid.
So do I. But what else could we have done?
To be honest, Polly, it just reminds me of your mum going away when you were a kid. And even before that. When you were young, your mum always disappeared for a reason, and she'd always be back. With help, or money, or something useful. I didn't bother to look for her back in the day. Knew she'd be back when she was ready. But this time, felt different. Made me nervous.
That was more than I expected Laszlo to say in front of Nora. Despite her distress, she listens without interrupting. The silence makes Laszlo self-conscious.
Let's just try to eat.
We were right to worry, but now it's clear Ursula was on some kind of secret mission, one we interrupted. Things are stranger and more complex than we realized. None of us have dared knock on her door to ask exactly what happened. Even now, no one has tried. We don't even know if she's here or if she snuck back to MKHQ. So that unlocks. Spend time with Nora, spend time with Laszlo. Let's talk to Nora. I find Nora at the bottom of the empty pool right after breakfast. She's scrolling through her phone and doesn't seem to want to be disturbed. Ursula still hasn't come out of her room.
Can't avoid her forever.
You go. I'm not sure how I'd react to her right now.
That's fair.
I sit down next to her and try to stretch my legs. Every fiber of my body feels tense.
I don't want to say anything I'll regret. I have all these questions, but I don't know if I really want the answers.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
We're living in a constant, uncomfortable uncertainty. It's taking its toll on everyone.
I'm going to try and talk to her.
Good luck.
I head to Ursula's door and knock a few times. No answer. I call her name.
What is it, Polyhymnia?
Polyhymnia. She knows how much I hate that name, but she always uses it. I knock again without replying. At least she opens. And at last, she opens the door. She looks weary. Her eyes catch on the necklace around my neck. She makes a point of showing she's noticed. She knows I know much more than I've let on. I thought she might shy away from it. Instead, she suggests we have a chat.
I'm sure you have so many questions. So many old wounds you'd like to reopen. I will tell the truth. My truth. Although,
Oh boy.
there are certain things I'd like to keep to myself.
For example, chaos?
Ah, so they told you. Not exactly surprising, but inconvenient. My love for chaos is indeed a forbidden topic. It's too fresh, too strong to put into words. You may be Reverie's new oracle, but you're still my daughter.
It feels so strange hearing that title in my mother's voice.
I suppose they told you about Gloria's little dalliance with Monoconcern, too.
How did you...
No? Well, that started before I was cast out. Back then it was a minor issue, but now it is everything.
But no, I can't get distracted. I dropped my entire life on the mainland, my studies, my work, my friends, all to come looking for her. And now that I found her, my presence has barely registered. She hardly seems to care at all. This is why I left in the first place. Damn. Well, then you get that letter in the last part where it's like, oh, this was all a huge disappointment. Unlocked by a hidden node. so you have to get to the end of either side. Okay, so what do we have over here? Do I have to go this way? Okay, so then you do unlock. Mention Nora. Okay, so that's how you do that. What's this one? Talking to Laszlo always gives me a boost of courage. Unlocked by a hidden node? That one's unlocked. All of these are locked. Interesting. I tell Ursula about Nora's reaction. For a while, she doesn't speak.
Nora and I have a lot in common. Much more than I thought. She'll understand.
I can't help but be a little bit jealous. I'm not sure my mother would ever say the same about me.
She'll surprise you too.
I don't understand what this is supposed to mean, but Ursula won't say anything more.
I'm sorry to have scared all of you. Call it abandonment if you must, but I did not intend to come back.
Yeah, that would be like literally the term.
Do you really think I went to MKHQ on a whim?
No. You just kind of sound like a terrible person. Do I have? Oh, I still need to play this one. Okay. Her expression is firm and resolute.
I left to stop them. I wanted to use their technology to return to Reverie for good, and to break the connection they fostered with Glory.
Did you find any leads?
She scowls. Not necessarily at me, just at the world in general. The usual.
I did not have enough time. I need not remind you of the interruption. But I'm quite certain of MK's involvement. Their courtship of Reverie must end. The partnership with Glory has already given too much power to Monoconcern.
Note is inevitable, so that is the matter of it. It's fun to meet new people, but these two don't have much in common. Only got so much time before she gets tired of this. Lose one chaos crystal that I don't have.
Yes. They managed to reach out to Glory, thanks to a substance.
Oh, I bet I know
and
what it
some
is.
People. Part of Atena's population has always been able to see the future. It was a gift from the aspirations to our island. This ability is enhanced by a substance called egregor.
She nods at the flash of recognition that crosses my face.
MK found out. They modified egregor to make it even more potent. And they started conducting tests on people to see if they would respond to it. These subjects, the Prescients, became vessels. They could speak Glory's words to MK. This has been going on for a few years. And as a result, MK's power has grown. How do you stop a company that receives help from a god? You can't.
I can understand her cynicism after what she's experienced, but I don't think the aspirations are gods. I tell Ursula about the brochures Nora received, and about how she discussed overtures from MK with me and then with Jade, who warned her off in no uncertain terms. Ursula remained silent for a while.
Do not underestimate the amount of data MK has on the residents of Athena. It would follow that they use this data to select targets and appeal to them accordingly.
hope they'll leave her alone.
Could Nora be a precedent? I won't say it out loud, but I'm afraid she'll be mad if I revealed what might be a risky secret. Ursula doesn't say anything more. The silence between us stretches on. She seems to expect something from me. Interesting. This one unlocks 2 nodes. Does that mean we can kind of go down the other side as well? Or... Last time I did that, I kind of screwed myself at some point. Ursula knew about the precedents and their
I knew that
egregor.
MK had begun to communicate with Glory, but it would be some time before I understood how. Atena's prescients are usually unable to communicate directly with aspirations. They can only do so because of MK's modified egregor. And, for quite a while, I had no idea such a substance existed.
I was too busy getting fucked. It's news to me, too.
This new egregor. What does modified mean here?
In all honesty, I still don't know. It's more potent, that's for sure. Concentrated. It appears to have had an effect on Glory. She was never one for solitude, but now she's locked herself away in that pyramid of hers.
But look at how, like, swaggy she looks.
Or something's trapped her there.
When I met Jade, she mentioned medical tests, MK and egregor, and I could guess what they'd been up to. But that's the extent of my knowledge. I have been trying to return to Reverie for the past 20 years. I knew that it was in danger, that it needed me, and now that I could communicate with it again. I cooperated with MK, hoping to find a way to return to Reverie and to free Glory from their grasp. I know how it sounds. I can hear myself, and I'm not proud.
She pauses for a moment, wringing her hands wringing themselves around one another.
After several weeks, I realized how wrong I was. The prescience, the modified egregor, was doing something to them. So I decided to escape to Reverie. From there, I thought I could...
She intended to stay there with Chaos, leave us all behind, live a magical life of eternal love with her beloved aspiration. She didn't finish her sentence. Instead, she simply waves her hand through the air in my general direction.
I was so close to success when you interrupted.
There's a note in her voice that rings of pain and sorrow, of missed opportunities. She's wounded, and I won't attack now. I won't attack ever. We found your notes. Seems like you hated being a mom, so... Chaos, it's gossip time? I tell Ursula about my first impression of Jade.
After hearing Nora gush about her so much, I expected her to be different, I guess. She's so tired.
You don't understand. She's taken on an enormous task. It's exhausting to fight such injustice, especially for one so young. Every time we met, she looked more and more fatigued. Her mental health was suffering. Some of her friends enrolled in a medical program meant to provide assistance to lower-income residents. MK targeting the vulnerable, in other words. They came back badly hurt. And it raised questions Jade could not ignore. Jade has more than one reason to be depressed.
Nora's very fond of her.
I'm not surprised. It's good that the two of them have been able to connect.
Oh, I lost the Chaos Crystal I gained. Ursula's clearly getting tired of all my questions. She won't meet my eyes. She keeps flexing her hands and fingers, almost as though her joints hurt. Without another word, she stands up and starts pacing around the pool, hands clasped behind her back. Usually she gets very still when she's deep in thought. It's rare for her to have to walk it off. I wonder if what she's trying to process. I try to keep my cool and wait for her to come back. Ursula sits down next to me and lets out a long sigh.
I will apologize to all of you. I'm sorry, Polyhymnia. Yes, I was being selfish, and the plan was absurd, but it almost worked.
Yeah, almost means it didn't.
And if it had, this whole island would be rid of MK by now. You would all have been better off. For me, it was a one-way ticket to Reverie. But what is one life when you're acting for the benefit of thousands?
I'd never thought of it like that before. I would have lost my mother for good if her plan had succeeded. We look at each other for a moment, not in opposition or argument or agreement. We simply observe one another. It's almost surreal.
Now, we have other matters to discuss.
Oh, you can do this one. Being angry isn't important now. I just want to understand. I tell her so. Silence follows. As always, I have no idea if she's relieved or disapproving. She always thought I was too soft, too gullible, not assertive enough. I think she always wanted me to do better than her, but I never managed to live up to her standards. She looks at the necklace again.
You're probably the only one who can understand exactly what happened. Who I can tell the whole truth.
Strangely enough, Reverie is one of the few things we have in
Does your
common.
disappearance have anything to do with Reverie?
Ursula smiles at the mention of it.
Of course. I had a great deal of unfinished business there. And I loved being the Oracle.
Oracles? A caste of Oxeon women with a strong connection to their dreams. They were tasked with conversing with us and predicting the future for their people. With a few born each generation, oracles were messengers between the Brittle and Reverie, between Brittle and Reverie. After the Oxeons disappeared, this knowledge was lost, and our conversation with humans became sparse and hazy. Oracles still exist today, but without proper rituals and structures? No, that's not right. Yeah. Huh. Okay. The link between our worlds has never been fully reforged.
I loved it as much as I loved being a poet. I'm glad someone can understand now.
And it was way better than being a mom. I've never seen her so nostalgic. Oh. Ooh. When I was born, we're bringing this up now. I mentioned the poem I found, the one about how I got in the way of her life in Reverie.
You loved being the Oracle, but you didn't love being a mother, did you? Was I ever more than an inconvenience to you?
Ursula's eyes widen.
You weren't supposed to find that.
Oh, fuck.
That was just a broad version of the truth. Having children isn't easy. When I got pregnant with you, things were very different. At the time, I didn't think I'd be on my own.
You thought Marco would stay and take care of me?
Marco?
She sounds surprised. She wasn't expecting me to mention my father. Why is that? I forgot about him, so she's like, oh shit, that guy? Born October 21st, 1977, previously an engineer at Monoconcern. Current location unknown. Ex-partner of Ursula and father of Polly. Born on... no. Oh, okay. Born on Atina to Lamberodian parents. Studied chemical engineering, hired by Monoconcern after graduation, promoted to several high-profile projects, formerly in a relationship with Ursula, with whom he had a daughter. Left for undisclosed reasons, moved to West Dominion in 2003. No recent activity. Looks like we've met all the citizens. I press on, but she stays silent. Her cold voice cuts through my barrage of questions.
I did not like being a mother, Polyhymnia. We've both known that deep down the whole time, haven't we? It has nothing to do with you. If anything, I was the one who wasn't up to the task. I did not like being a mother, but I would have liked to have been a mother to you. I'm aware that I failed.
Shit, we're getting heavy here. Can I do this? Everyone living with other people has them. Oh, regret. Okay, gotcha. It's a question and then an answer. I was like, what does that even mean? Ursula takes a moment to reflect. Her thoughts seem to be miles away.
Regrets were for other people. I moved by instinct.
I kind of hate her, honestly. Her voice feels tired for a moment. Instinct. That word feels like it's been heavy to carry around. The words that come after are equally as worn. She finds excuses for chaos, what they did. But I can tell she's moved by the idea of what the world could have been without their love affair. I'm not sure I've ever seen her this vulnerable. It's sobering.
Things never end well for humans playing God, and they did not end well for me. Chaos deserved better. They deserved a chance to become the heart, and I let my emotions cloud my judgment.
She drops her eyes to the floor for a moment. But then she's back in the room, staring at me with those piercing eyes.
We did everything we could to be together.
So you can just really just pelt her with question after question. Her gaze lingers on the necklace.
I found the pendant while I was researching the Oxyons. I think someone, the previous Oracle, intended for me to find it. Reverie had only been without an Oracle for a short time.
When was this?
Oh, years ago, before you were born. Glory was the heart then. I knew I had to replace her, but I harbored no misgivings about her at the time.
So what happened?
My opinion changed because of how she dealt with Monoconcern. And Reverie itself changed my perception of the world. I wanted Chaos to be the new heart. No Oracle had ever chosen them, not one. They were all too cautious.
I like... you?
Indeed. Chaos has the power to change the very fabric of our world. Radically.
Oh, she used to live out of her, like, 1970s. Oh, it's locked. Okay. So we're going straight up here, then? I didn't expect my mother to have such a strong bond with Chaos, of all aspirations.
Chaos isn't the wild child they appear to be. It's all just a facade.
How did you end up together?
That's none of your business. Let's just say we both managed to come out of our shells. I'm aware we didn't deal with things in the best way, but we have no regrets. We did everything we could to be together. And it wasn't merely about love, it was about them guiding humanity into its future. I still think they're the most capable replacement for Glory.
You know what? I'm not gonna pick them. I'm gonna go against Chaos every single time because I want to spite this crustaceous old woman. Ursula tells me when she was the Oracle, she eventually spent more time in Reverie than in Brittle. She believed that helping the aspirations cooperate, encouraging them to act on humanity, was the best way forward.
For a while, I intended to return to Reverie to make amends, to ask them to forgive me. When I was cast out, I felt like I had lost everything, and that never quite faded away. But right now, Reverie needs to be saved. MK has tightened its hold on Reverie. I'm worried about Glory. And yes, I did want to be reunited with Chaos. That, I acknowledge, may sound silly to you, but it isn't to me. I'm not asking you to understand or even to respect it.
There we go. Ursula takes a long breath. She tells me she's going to explain what happened in more
You
detail.
have questions, of course. And I expect you've received some information you hardly know how to handle. I will explain in greater detail, but I ask that you don't
Oh,
interrupt
shoot.
me for the
What did I
time
do
being.
there? I must have hit F12. I nod. This is familiar territory. We went over the don't interrupt me directive often enough while I was growing up.
Shortly before I was made to leave Reverie, MK managed to locate an access point to Reverie. At the time, I had no clue how they had done it. Glory didn't see an issue. Quite the contrary, in fact. She had brought so much progress to humanity, she thought the two worlds merging was the natural next step. So, she began to help them. Glory acted as the most potent influencing tool you can imagine. She made people want more, always more. She predicted the future and swayed their dreams.
My discussion with Chaos is starting to make more sense.
I already hated MK. They were turning Athena into some kind of grotesque amusement park. It was all about expensive products, new technologies, influence, and appearances. They raised the cost of everything, while their employees struggled to survive on minimum wage. And now, they own half of Athena. They have direct control of entertainment and advertisements, so we are under their thumb. People give them money, labor, opportunity. All MK offers in return is an illusion. Monoconcern sells them a dream at an impossible price. That they can one day reach the life they aspire to, a life filled with leisure and success. A life where they will be wanted. A life with meaning and purpose. But in reality, this success is only to be enjoyed by a few. The rest of us are condemned to inadequacy. Condemned to work and push forward, only to realize we'll never be enough. Never reach the dream dangling like a carrot on a stick, because it does not exist.
Talk about inadequacy. The speech is the most my mother has designed to speak to me in years. Denied? No. What is that word? Speech is the most my mother has spoken to me in years, I guess. Just
And
skip
now
that word?
MK cannot be stopped. I know they corrupted Glory. And while Glory is in power, people cannot outgrow that dream. Aspirations send dreams to people. They inspire goals. People won't stop yearning for more while Glory reigns. And now, she is little more than MK's puppet.
Ursula finally opens up, but now what? I tell Ursula about the situation in
The other
Reverie.
aspirations are worried about Glory. They can't reach her at all.
They're right to worry. I don't know what MK's modified egregor is doing to her, but she's likely not in good shape. No matter what you'll do next, Polyhymnia, I must warn you, I aim to continue with my plan. I want Glory deposed, and I want MK out of Reverie.
I mean, that second part I can get. For the first time since the beginning of this conversation, I can hear the aspirations whispering in the back of my mind. Get to know your mother's plan. Things don't happen by mistake. Truth isn't built on lies. Affection despite the trouble. Ursula told me how she feels about her plan. I know more about Ursula and Jade's relationship. Okay, so where do I want to go here? One bliss, one bond. One truth, one power. Do you lose any here? Oh, you lose a truth, you lose a bond. Power. Okay, so I have, let's see. Probably shouldn't worry about anything that has to do with chaos, because I have none of that. I can try maybe achievement hunting? Chaos, power, bliss. Power and bliss. So I could go right side. Go power and truth. Bliss and bond. Shoot. Do you lose a bond over here? One power. Despite their usual icy aloofness, Truth seems vulnerable. Their stare is piercing, as though they're trying to compensate for what they can't
Be
see.
careful with her, Harmony. Your mother is a human playing God. She and Chaos threaten the very balance of Reverie. And now look at us. Uneven. Discordant. I forgive Chaos for imprisoning me. It is their nature. But to see how little our former oracle has changed, it saddens me.
So can I look at all of these? Ursula isn't surprised by Truth's reaction. She smiles a little. I don't tell her that Truth sounds a bit intimidated.
Truth is certainly hoping you don't turn out to be a copy of your mother.
I don't think we need to worry about that. Bond studies us both with keen attention to detail.
You may think your mother is selfish, Harmony, but her intentions are noble. She wants the best for all of our futures. I don't think I've ever met an oracle so keen on helping Reverie and Brittle. Your mother wanted us all to work together for the greater good, but her long-term vision required short-term sacrifices.
I relay Bond's message, and Ursula is visibly
Bond
moved.
was always very dear to my heart. I am glad to hear even an echo of his voice again.
Oh, so you can play all of these. Bliss tucks her gamepad into one of her voluminous pockets. Voluminous? And cocks her head to one side, thinking.
I understand. I'd have been gutted to be cut out of Reverie. I mean, it's much more fun here, and Ursula loved us. But she didn't think about us. We starved without an oracle to bring us a Gregor. And no Gregor means we're half the aspirations we used to be, Sprout. It sucks, though. I feel sorry for her.
Ursula isn't surprised to hear this.
Do you think I have no self-awareness? I know I was selfish, but I felt like I had lost everything. I didn't think I'd refuse to let go of my ties to Reverie, but I did.
I've not been here in a while. Power. Oh. Yeah, we have not been here before. Power Stronghold. Unsurprisingly, Power Stronghold is the grandest sanctuary in Reverie. It presides over many dreams and is said to extend deep into the ground of Reverie. Its stark obsidian slabs come from the darkest nightmares Power has managed to venture into. They serve as a reminder of his strength for everyone to see. The stronghold has seen many wars and conquered many dreams, but it remains firmly rooted in the heart of Power's realm. Is there like anything? There's like a couple more citizens, society, a couple more there, a couple more aspirations.
Your mother
Oh wait, hold
thought
on.
she was...
Power radiates a sense of stony something. Your mother thought she was stronger than all of us.
She could have looked for a new oracle to help us. Instead, she refused to accept her fate. And she sought her own solution to our problem. Very presumptuous of her.
Ursula asks me what I'm hearing, and when I repeat it to her, she laughs.
Easy to say for someone who banished me from Reverie on the basis of some obscure celestial inhibition. There was nothing actually preventing me from being with Chaos. The aspirations just didn't think a human was good enough.
So I can. It looks like I can get. Is there a zoom? Sometimes the simplest of truths can be diminished, yet here they are. I kind of want to just show her flaws. I mean, I'm very... Like, part of me is like, oh, achievement hunt, Sean, get achievements. But then the other part of me is like, but I would like to show the flaws instead. Don't do it for her. Don't do it for anyone else than yourself, or it will just be hollow. True or not, people like being told they're doing the right thing. Makes them happy. But if I have one bliss, 10 bliss and 10 bond. Those are achievements that I already have. Yeah. Ah, please stop. I wasn't ready to do this before, but now it feels right.
You probably don't care whether or not we forgive you. But I do. I do forgive you. Even if you don't deserve it.
Oh, okay. All right. Ursula keeps on smiling.
I do care.
Oh, is that it? I can't really lose. I can't lose a truth crystal. Ah. Oh, can I show her her flaws? No, damn it. God darn it, I wanted it. I thought I had it. I thought I could do it. Whatever vulnerabilities I've managed to expose seem to disappear as Ursula regains her usual level of strict composure.
At least my time at MKHQ gave me an idea of what to do next. I'm not ready to share it yet. We'll discuss it tomorrow. After what you did, I'm certain MK knows we're onto them. Get ready, Polyhymnia. You probably won't need to keep your secrets much longer. We're going to need all the help we can muster.
Ursula stares at me for a moment. There's a sparkle in her eyes. She looks at the pendant hanging on my chest again.
You've changed.
She makes it sound like a good thing.
You've become an adult. A grown woman. You saw on the Orgrill that the conversation could go this way, and you chose this path. You chose to challenge me. I'm quite impressed.
Perfectly balanced. New horizons. Beginning of a much broader quest. Ursula stands
You've
up.
set foot on a cosmic path, but you've only just begun. And now you know you have an enemy to face to preserve Reverie and Brittle. How you accomplish this is up to you alone. I have my own ideas about how to proceed. I'd like us to work together. But again, that's up to you.
She walks me to the door. I'm not sure what to think. Alright, end of chapter. What is the other one? Oh, glory. Is that it? Yana's warning. Something wakes me up in the middle of the night. There's a buzz at my side. I pull myself out of bed to take a quick look at the time. 4 a.m. I grab my phone. Yana, I need to see you now. My heart skips a beat as I text them back. The beach, 20 minutes. Oh shit, yeah, that's right. Okay, Yana. We're in love with them. Outside, the air is slightly chilly. Apart from the waves crashing onto the sand, the island is quiet.
Listen, I don't have long.
Hey, what's up, cutie? Good morning to you, too, cutie.
What happened at the ruins? It's causing a stir. A big one.
MK's going to strike back. If so, we're ready.
No, Polly, you don't understand. They're out for blood. For real.
Do they know about our connection?
I don't think so. I managed to delete our last conversation, and they don't have any reason to suspect me.
They come closer. I wish I could reach out and touch them.
MK wasn't always like this. They're a huge corp, but they had systems in place to protect civilians.
What's changed then? Because look around. Look at what's happening. People have good reason to hate them.
A few years ago, they started pouring a ton of money and energy into the Oxian ruins. Like they were steering the ship in a new direction. And MK's a big ship. You can't turn it around in one night.
I realize I've never seen Yana this uncertain, but they're maintaining their composure, even if their job may be in jeopardy in the future.
They call it Project Loom.
Somewhere out there, a marketing intern's just gotten their wings.
Okay, not the reaction I was expecting. Did you know about this?
I might have had an inkling. Don't ask. Seriously.
Well, whatever you did down there in the temple, it's messed with their plans.
They grab my hand.
I needed to warn you now because I can't be seen here. I can't see you. Not for now. I need to lie low for a while, but I'll try to do as much as I can to help you all from where I am.
Thank you, Yana. It means a lot.
They flash a smile and immediately turn and walk away. I stand there alone for a solid minute. Project Loom. Yana. Whatever happened to Ursula? I need advice. I need... Reverie. All the aspirations are here, gathered around the heart. Glances, smiles, awkward looks. The tension is thick.
My mother was right. Glory and MK are working together.
A murmur ripples around the group.
I don't have all the details, but it can't be a coincidence. Whatever's happening to my island is because of Glory.
Has anyone got a camel handy? I just found this lovely straw.
She must be found and listened to before we do anything that cannot be undone. We have no idea what is happening in her sanctuary.
She may be a prisoner. Or she could be manipulating people from beyond Reverie.
Sounds like someone needs to break into that little sanctuary of hers.
Don't be stupid. That's impossible.
I raise my arms, requesting silence. It's time for me to make a decision and choose a path. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, a little more straight and narrow. Okay. Let's listen to chaos. Let's get wild. I have a feeling that of all the aspirations, chaos is the one I could chaos is the only one I can turn to.
Chaos? What are you thinking? Why can't we get into Glory's sanctuary?
I get the feeling that the others don't appreciate the priority I'm giving to chaos.
We aspirations have one golden rule. One. Each sanctuary is protected, private, a special place that no other can enter uninvited. You may have noticed, but we're all unique. Some more than others. But each aspiration's sanctuary is their fortress.
So, how do we get into Glory's?
We can't. But you can. As the Oracle, you have access to all our homes, whether we like it or not. But there's a catch.
A catch?
Whatever those awful boars over at MK have done, it's sealed off Glory's sanctuary in a way that we've never seen. Sealed it off even from the Oracle.
So what? That's it? Game over?
Oh, no, not at all. By injecting a huge amount of raw energy into the, let's call it the barrier that's surrounding Glory, you could break into her sanctuary.
The energy required, that amount of egregor, it could wound her severely. Kill her, perhaps.
This is madness. We exist because we work together. You know what happens when the balance is compromised. You've seen it before.
Indeed. Hard to forget who you became for a while. Power.
Whatever the history is between these two, it's getting in the way of solving our problem.
Enough! We need to find a way to help Glory without destroying her sanctuary. Or her...
Silence falls. After a few moments, Bond speaks
I
up.
believe Chaos is right.
Bliss and Power can't hide their surprise. Only Truth seems to know where this is going.
We exist together. We are concepts, ideas, humanity's collective pasts, presents, and futures. Balance is not a purpose. It is a state. We lost it. We can find it again.
See? Even the tree hugger thinks I'm right.
Tree hugger?
Please, please. I need a minute to think, to digest everything you've said, to find a way to follow this plan.
It's barely a plan at all.
I touch the necklace.
Don't do anything while I'm away.
I'm back at the Naiads. The sun's up now. The city's starting to awaken. There's so much to do, so much to think about. The aspirations may not be united, but I know they can support me. Because I can't do this alone. You're not expecting half of what's going to happen. I step inside. The day is off to as normal a start as possible. Laszlo's brewing coffee and chatting with Jade. Nora's complaining about the early alarm call. Omar and Ursula are going over the notebook, rebinding its pages. I wave to my mother, beckoning her over. She stands and walks away from Omar. Nobody seems to notice.
Is everything all right? You seem...
Yana came by. They say MK's out for blood. Their words.
And strong words they are.
She seems to be thinking hard. Our discussion changed a lot of things. There's still a distance between us, but also a new kind of relationship.
I think perhaps it's time. No more secrets. No more hiding. Are you comfortable sharing everything? Here. Now.
Comfortable? What a strange concept. That might, the world might be coming to an end and we're discussing comfort. But I nod and she claps her hands, calling everyone over.
We have something we need to discuss today.
She's not lying. The next half hour is a deluge of new information for Jade, Nora, Laszlo, and Omar. The four of them stay silent, learning about aspirations, sanctuaries, hearts, and cycles, about another world, about what's coming for us.
I know that's a lot to take in, and I'm sorry I hid it all from some of you.
Looking at you, Nora. She's probably the only person in the room who didn't see this coming.
There's an emergency. One of the aspirations, Glory, is trapped. We need to save her. We don't have all the facts, but we think MK's been using her powers to look into the future. All possible futures. And to grow strong. Rich. They had all the power in the world. And they chose greed. Suffering. We need to move on them. The company and the aspiration are linked, one way or another.
With enough energy, enough egregor, we can blast our way into Glory's sanctuary, for want of a better term. I will admit the prescience may be affected by this release of energy.
Needless to say, it will be a very delicate operation.
and it will require organization.
For a moment, no one says anything. Then Jade stands, slowly, her hands trembling. She starts to speak.
Whatever's going on in your head, whatever happened in the ruins, I don't believe a word of this. Let's imagine the last hour wasn't everyone losing their collective mind. Let's say you're right, and everything you've told us is true. What exactly are we going to do?
Takes Ursula a second to find the right words.
From what I've gathered, the prescients collect and attract a certain type of energy. We want to change where the energy is directed. It might be difficult, since they've been trained to do it a certain way, again and again.
What do you mean, difficult? Will it hurt them?
Potentially.
So, you can't make an omelette without breaking a few eggs, huh? Sacrifice the few for the many, blah, blah, blah.
Her cold anger is slowly transforming into something else.
No, we're going to act. All of us, together.
We need everybody's help.
Jade takes a few steps, then heaves a loud sigh.
My investigation is ready to go live. If we push it out today, we could change the way this island sees MK.
That would undoubtedly make a difference. But will it be enough? It's still playing by their rules. I've done that many, many times. It's time for something different. Something riskier, and...
She stops.
I'm sorry. My intention wasn't to make you uncomfortable. I
need a minute.
She steps out. Everybody's watching. I avoid my mother's eyes. That was tough. I'm glad my mother was able to see how she sounded. But something's bothering me. I still don't know where I'm going with all of this, and it feels wrong. Knocking 2 nodes. Okay, so this one. Am I on a timer? I give everyone a quick smile and suggest we take a break. Nora disappears to her room without giving so much as a backward glance. Laszlo and Omar stay where they are. I guess they're buddies now. I turn to my mother.
How are you feeling?
I've been grappling with this knowledge my entire life, you know. And today, for the first time, it felt good to have someone on my side. Not just knowing, but acting.
It's probably the nicest thing she'll ever say to me.
But I regret the way I spoke to Jade. She's done so much for this community, and I respect her work. It's just that...
She breaks off abruptly.
I don't want to influence you. I don't want to influence anybody.
I'll have a chat with them. Don't wander off, okay?
She smiles as I step away from her. See ya. Okay. Jade wants to leave. She wants to fight fair. I understand that. Trying to be unbiased as he can. Omar's prediction. Oh, do I have to do all of these? Heyo. 20 power crystals. Jade's all by herself outside. I give her a wave before heading over to join her.
It's a lot. Yeah?
I don't know, Polly. Reverie? Aspirations? A guy called Bond? Yes, it's a lot. Not as much as your mother's unhinged plan, though.
She's not furious, she's...
Cold. Frozen, even. She's drained from all this, and now she has seen the crossroads ahead. I admire her loyalty to her own beliefs.
Power fades away as I get closer to Jade.
What you've done with your investigation is incredible. Seriously.
My awe is genuine. Nora talked about it so much that I went ahead and read the whole thing for myself.
But...
No but. For real.
She looks at me for a moment.
your mother's going to hurt people. People from the community. Friends. She's using MK's own tactics against them. That goes against everything I believe in. Everything. MK's been hurting people for their own gain. They've bribed every official on this island to keep it quiet. It has to end. And it won't if we have to become them to stop them.
I see her eyes moisten just a tad. I can feel power's influence at work here, enveloping Jade in a destructive aura. Distinctive.
If you back your mother's plan, I'm out. I can't do it, Polly. I just can't.
Power was right. This is a line Jade won't cross.
I understand. I do. Truly. This whole ordeal has been like turning a mirror on my own convictions. I have to pick a side.
You always have to pick a side, Polly. Always. And I've picked mine.
On my way to Nora's room, I spot her sitting on the diving board.
Ready to talk?
She looks at me fearfully, like I'm an intruder in my own home.
Talk. That's what we're gonna do after all that. Talk.
Can't even imagine what she's thinking.
Her mind's blown. Well and truly blown. Can't exactly blame her, can you? If I found out there was another world beyond Brittle and Reverie, well, my mind would probably be blown too.
Out, Bliss. Give me a second with Nora.
Yeah. That was a proper coming-of-age scene back there. Even for me. I'm so tired, Nora. Not as much as Jade, maybe. But I am tired. I just want to crawl under a blanket and sleep forever.
But you can't.
No. I can't. Because the stakes are too high for that.
And it's all true.
Every single word. Reverie, the aspirations, Polly the Oracle.
And Ursula knew? All this time?
It looks like it.
So you lied to me. Both of you.
No. We couldn't just blurt it all out to anyone. It wasn't the right time.
And when would the right time have been? After Ursula killed herself? What if something happened to you at MKHQ?
Nora, I didn't think about...
Stop. Just stop.
You're right. Of course you are.
I know we've been apart for a while, but I'm still me. I wish you'd known. You could trust me.
I move to sit beside her as she scooches off the diving board and onto the lip of the pool.
I'm sorry.
She lays her head on my shoulder.
No. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
We sit in silence for a while, legs dangling. The sunlight casts shadows across the room that shift as the time rolls on.
Using the prescience is a mistake. I'm with Jade on that.
I smile. When she was younger, Nora was always something of a follower. It's good to see her stand her ground.
Because she's standing up for what's right, but also because I can feel something inside me. You know that MK job I told you about? That was connected to that feeling.
Prescience?
I don't know. I don't know what that would even feel like. I'm scared, Paul.
I pull her to my side. I'm realizing how similar we are and how incredibly different. But with our secrets shared, though their weight is divided, they settle as lighter truths.
It's okay. I am too.
We sit there a while longer watching the shadows shift. After a while, she nudges me. She needs some time alone. That's understandable. I pull myself out of my thoughts, leaving Nora to hers. Laszlo is waiting for me.
Hey,
He beckons me over with a jerk of his head.
Quite the family meeting.
not your average tete-a-tete, no. How's it all sitting with you?
Strangely. I'm not surprised, I don't think. Appeased, maybe. Your mother and I have always been very truthful with each other. She has her life, and I have mine. This explains a lot.
The smile on his face is heavy and sad.
Still stings, though.
For the record, I'm sorry I couldn't say anything. I wanted to. You have no idea how much I wanted to.
Oh no, it's not your fault. It's foolish, really. Just a whole side to your mother I never knew. I was watching her face while you were laying everything out. There was a joy there. A sparkle in her eyes I haven't seen since... well... made me a little sad, is all. That I can't be part of it. That side of her.
Oh, Laszlo.
I move in for a hug and squeeze him hard around the waist. He squeezes back. When we break apart, he wipes his eyes on the back of his hand.
Now comes the hard part, of course. I can't help but think Jade has the right of it. Her investigation is the push this community needs. It'll open people's eyes, get things going.
He puts his hand on mine, swallowing it up. His eyes dart away from me.
But... you're going to follow Ursula?
I've known your mother longer than I've known almost anyone. Every time I've seen her like this, with this much determination, she was right. Every single time. I can't say I understand everything that's going on. Dimensions, otherworldly beings, oracles. But I know MK has ground this island to dust. If Ursula says she knows how to fix that, well, I trust her. I love her.
He smiles again.
Look at me. I should be the one asking after you. All of this seems like a lot, Polly.
It is, but I'm getting the hang of it. It's all a bit mind-blowing. The whole shaping the fate of the world thing is daunting. But it's like trying to picture winning the lottery, you know? Impossible to actually comprehend. I'm just going to keep on doing what I'm doing. Trusting those around me and make the best choices I can.
I know you'll do us proud. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to have a chat with your mother. Make the best choice I can.
I let him walk away. He looks more determined now.
Split between love and his own morality.
True.
Not an envious position, but he bears it well. You are lucky to have someone like him, Harmony. This kind are all too rare these days.
True again. Have a little chat with everybody over here. Omar is busy with his notebook, writing as fast as humanly possible.
Did you get all of that?
Every single word.
Nope. Every single word amazing. He pockets his pen and notebook. His eyes are fixed on me.
It's all true, Polly. Everything the Oxyons believed in.
I've noticed.
It's like waking up and being told all of your imaginary friends are real. Her words, your stories, they're connected to so much Oxyon writing.
He takes a deep breath. I can see him curbing his own enthusiasm.
But all of that is for later. Right now, well, I guess you have a choice ahead of you. Oracle.
I don't feel much like an oracle. All I see are bits and pieces. Potential footpaths, not roads.
That's more than the rest of us. And it's going to be crucial for what's ahead. But more importantly, how are you?
Relieved. Keeping it all from everyone was rough.
But you had to. Of course you had to. And I'm happy you thought to include me.
as a confidant.
Omar, I know you're new around here, but you're a part of this. And I'm happy to have you here.
Is he blushing? Omar? Now? He smiles, composing himself.
So, I need to know where you're at. Which way you're leaning with all this.
Yes. Monoconcern. Aspirations. This glory. MK is a poison. Or the consequence of a poison. The unchecked capitalism that it embodies is a death knell. Exponential growth is a myth. Eventually someone will feel the strain, and it won't be the executives. They have to be stopped. They must be stopped. First it was Athena. Now they've set their sights on the world. I have every respect for Jade and her work. She's brilliant, in a way. But we can't play by their rules. We've tried, and it does not work. To change the system, we need to destroy it. Ursula's plan is the most direct path to that end.
But my mother's idea is risky. People could get hurt. People could die.
We're talking about a revolution, Polly. And all revolutions have a price. Sometimes it's paid in suffering.
This is a side I've never seen of him. Direct, aggressive, almost. I feel Bond's warmth surrounding us.
He speaks his mind, and the truth.
You agree with him?
We stand on the cusp of a new era. Cohesion, connection, community. Sometimes the simplest methods are the best ones.
Bond's right, I know, but can I accept it? I wave goodbye to Omar and retreat to the kitchen. Please listen to everyone. They'll be hurt and hate you and never buy you pizza anymore. Everyone has a say. Oh, I should absolutely go with everyone has a say. But before we do that, I'm gonna hop up, use the restroom. I'll be right back. It'll be a short break here for you on YouTube. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be right back with more Reverie. No, Harmony, the Fall of Reverie, right after this. Alright, welcome back to Harmony, the Fall of Reverie. Hopefully you're enjoying. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Yeah. Got good news. Demo Fest coming out next week. Look for that. Very exciting. Even though there's already a couple of demos that they've announced that I'm like, oof, I already played that. That'll be happening soon. Alright, let's make sure that we give everyone a say. Why would I lose a bond crystal for that? Time is running out. I've heard from everybody I needed to. Just as I'm about to complain about all the contrasting opinions, I hear Bond's voice behind me.
It looks like we agree, Harmony.
Two plans. Two completely opposing views.
Nothing good can come of this mess, Harmony. Nothing.
Jade's not staying, even if it's on her terms, and I completely understand. Nora's made a difficult decision, and I completely understand. Laszlo and Omar want to follow Ursula, and I completely understand.
I've been chosen to make decisions. One way or another, in my world or yours.
If you take a side, this gathering of friends and family can only break further.
We can't afford to stand still. MK's getting ready to move against us, and Glory is trapped, or at the very least, under their influence.
So, what will you do?
I reply instantly. There's only one option I can
I'll
see.
pick a side.
Oh, man. Real bad way to do that. Okay. I think I should side with Ursula. Her way's more dangerous, but it's gonna get shit done. If you try to play by Monoconcern's rules, it's not gonna work. We have shots at Chaos Crystals. Chaos Bond. Have 3 Chaos Crystals. Oh, God. Is it the way to go? I mean, this will help me get the Chaos, or the Bliss achievement, which I guess is positive, but the Bliss actually is over here as well. Gain 1, have 2, gain 5. Have 3. Have 3, lose 3. Interesting. 1 truth. Ooh. Oh, dang it. Oh, God. Oh, damn it. I don't know. I was pretty confident that I thought about it. I'm like, oh, do I? Because if you can rally people around it. I guess it's kind of who would I rather have with me? Jade and Nora, or Omar and Frick. Frickin' Frick. I guess the question would be is, do people need to die? I mean, Omar made a really interesting argument of, like, sometimes, like, you know, every revolution or whatever has its price to pay. Sometimes suffering is the price. Oh, God. Alright. I'm going to stick with my initial decision. My mind's made up.
Jade, I think we need to go with Ursula's plan.
It doesn't look like she was expecting that at all. She stands and opens her mouth to speak, but then looks at Nora.
You were right after all.
She turns toward us, looks at Ursula, then at Omar, and then finally at me.
Anger alone solves nothing. What matters is finding ways of dismantling the systems holding us down. That said, don't you dare let those people get hurt. Understood?
The Prescients. I'll do everything I can to protect them.
She stares at me long enough that Nora reaches out to tug gently at her hand.
Come on.
They both leave, quietly, heads held high. Once they're gone, Omar stands as well.
Well, I know the situation is complicated, but Jade's right. We can't use the Prescients' lives as if they're worth nothing.
I know.
It's the first time she's spoken in a while. I didn't know my mother could be so quiet.
I'm not saying you don't. I'm simply stating we need to be extra careful. These are people we're talking about, not tools.
I know.
I promised Jade I'd protect the Prescients, but if it comes down to hurting them or abandoning our goal, which will I choose? Hurting them. Because it's a video game. Have 1 Bliss Crystal. I have 3, but lose 3. Seems he's scared. Reason with Omar. Agree with Omar. Oh, you know what? I agree with Omar. I can feel Bliss next to me. That's comforting because I'm about to go against my mother.
I know you need to get this done, but please, Sprout. You've got to protect this lot the best you can.
Omar's right. We need to make sure we're able to protect the Prescients.
Ursula takes a step towards me for a minute. For a minute, I'm afraid things are about to go south. That's how things have always gone between us. The comments she'd make, the fights we'd have, but when she smiles, it feels different, awkward even.
I feel bad for Jade. I do.
She turns to Omar.
And you're right. We need to make sure the prescients are protected. You and I should work on the ritual. Prepare ourselves for when Polly is ready.
Laszlo clears his throat. I'd almost forgotten he was still here.
We could set you up in a room, temporarily, if that's all right with everyone.
It is, we all agree. Omar leaves, returning that afternoon with an overnight bag. Everything feels so quiet without Nora around, like there's an important piece of our family puzzle that's missing. Which there is, I suppose. Omar and Ursula want to talk about the ritual and the plan. They talk for a long time. I can't stop thinking about Nora and Jade, about how they left, about how they must be
I
feeling.
hope Polly realizes that.
Realizes what?
So you weren't listening. We were discussing your role while we're preparing the ritual.
Sorry. I was thinking about... Never mind. Go on.
The prescients are like a giant antenna. We need them so we can channel enough egregor into reverie.
And you'll work with Chaos to turn all that energy into an explosive of sorts. A crude metaphor, but it will do for now. You will use this explosive to gain entry to Glory's sanctuary.
Omar and Ursula return to more scholarly considerations, and I decide to leave them to it. But before I move away, I see Omar shoot me a look. You made the right choice, it says. I smile, but the weight is still there on my shoulders. We all have a lot on our plates, especially Laszlo. He hasn't joined in on the conversation. Instead, he's been busying himself about the house, cleaning, tidying. It's clear something's bothering him. I don't have any bond crystals, so I'll have to go over here. I have 3 chaos crystals, 5 truth, 5 bliss. Oh, I have to do this one. Whoops. I skipped a bit there. My bad. As soon as I can manage it without being too obvious, I grab Laszlo's attention. We're outside where the air is heavy and humid. In the distance, the sunlight glances off the waves. Laszlo shields his eyes from the glare.
Hey. Is there anything you wanted to say earlier?
Laszlo's always preferred bluntness. He lowers his hand.
I don't know, Polly. To be honest, I'm torn.
Torn?
I don't want to sound ungrateful. I'm very proud of how you're handling this whole thing. But I worry about you. And it's difficult to see the family divided. And that's not even mentioning this plan, which I barely know what to make of it.
I can only nod along as he speaks. He talks about how I made the right choice, how direct action is sometimes the best. But I can feel his reservations.
You remember what I told you about my past?
You were a nurse, right? Before MK privatized the health system?
Before that, even. How I got here.
A dictatorship? War? Revolution?
Right. I was 6 years old when I arrived on Atina with my family, fleeing that mess. I understand the idea of necessary losses, sacrifices made for a greater cause. But now, there are too many unknowns. Too many innocent people like my Nora and Jade. I don't want their blood on my hands.
I grasp his shoulder, reflexively trying to communicate my feelings with the gesture. My own doubts about all of this.
I get it. You don't have to beat yourself up.
I want to lighten the mood, but I need to address this. I let out a sigh, quick, sharp.
I understand. Ursula's plan is kind of shitty.
He doesn't laugh or move at all. The sun shines above us, regardless of our dark moods. A lone cloud drifts across the sky.
So, what do you want to do?
I look at him. deep into his
I
eyes.
don't want to risk my granddaughter, not even for Ursula.
But he's still conflicted, unsure.
I'm sorry, Polly.
Don't be. It'll be all right.
But all this responsibility. You came here to help me and Nora when we needed it most, and now... Well, I can't help but feel we're abandoning you.
Hey, you're not. It's okay.
He smiles weakly. I can see the situation is tearing him apart. All I want to do is reach inside his mind to convince him it'll be okay. But I can't. I can't even convince myself. I know Laszlo. His mind's made
Go
up.
find Nora.
He looks like a caged animal faced with an open door for the first time. Hesitant. Conflicted.
Ursula will understand. She might not like it, but she'll understand.
She will.
Just keep an eye on her, okay? You know how she gets.
No more words are needed. He strides away from the house. All it took was a few minutes for the whole family to break apart. Then, I feel them. Bliss to my right, truth on my
His
left.
absence weakens your position. A position that was shaky to begin with.
Yeah, I don't know about this, Sprout. Kinda like the vibes Jade was giving off.
I've made my decision. For better or worse.
When I turn to the aspirations, they're gone. Only the barest trace of them lingers behind. Another aspiration has taken their place at my side. Chaos. Because of course Chaos has. Hey-oh, achievement. Kudos, Sprout. Play an objective related to Bliss. Oh, okay. Cool. Got that one out of the way. Lose 3 Chaos crystals. I forgot to put in the crystals. I follow the scent and end up in Chaos's sanctuary. Chaos's bedroom. A place in the void, home to forgotten dreams and impossible ideas. On the fringes of reverie lies Chaos's ever-changing bedroom. It is almost never in the same place twice. Few aspirations dare stray this far from the heart of reverie, into unconsciousness. This is where Chaos thrives, surrounded by unborn dreams and lost memories. Here, they can experiment as much as they please, building and destroying worlds on a whim and minding their own business in this infinity that they love so much.
Well, someone's been busy, haven't they?
Something's different about them. Are they annoyed?
If this is about Laszlo...
Oh, no, it couldn't possibly be about that. Not about you firing a lead performer the day before opening night. No, not at all.
I think you're being sarcastic.
Chaos.
All right. I guess it's not as bad as all that.
They kick an errant bottle top, sending it skittering across the ground.
Nora's his granddaughter. I couldn't stand between them.
You really couldn't, could you? I must admit, against my better judgment, it is nice to see the two of them together. It does make everything that much harder, though. If there's one thing I know about this world, it's that a little tough love can go a long, long way.
I understand that.
Do you, I wonder? We'll see.
They snap their fingers, and their sanctuary warps and fades. For a brief moment, I wonder if I've made the right choice in siding with them. No matter what's next, we're starting to fire. Here we are. I feel like I've done everything in my power to push us closer to our goal. Weakening MK, freeing Glory, healing Reverie, and securing Brittle's future. The gears are turning, our plans already set in motion. The choices I made ripple out around me, each shaping what's to come. I think I made the right decisions. I chose as best I could, at least. All that's left to do is wait and see what happens. End of the chapter. Two possible outcomes. Well, if you choose the right side, you really feels like you end that one pretty quickly, but maybe not. I need to head to Reverie, but Brittle is calling for my attention too. The communication channels are on fire. News sites split their coverage between two headlines: MK's secret precedents and the explosion of civil unrest. The spokespeople are out in force on both sides. Manicured suits versus citizen anger. It's fair to say Jade's work has had the intended effect. I head outside to get some air and a break from the incessant updates. The garden is quiet and the smell of juniper berries wafts through the trees, a calm before the storm. I consider stopping by Ursula's room, but that impulse passes. Tomorrow, maybe tonight, Atina will erupt in chaos, protests, police action, violence, and I won't see any of it. Reverie is calling. It needs me. The aspirations need me. And I need my rest. I dreamt of nothingness, a black void filled with absence, and awake feeling ill at ease. Okay. Sirens on the morning air, the hum of drones, the faint echoes of marching feet and chanted slogans. It's time. Time to break the bond between our world and Reverie. Chaos theory. A fair fight? Yeah. Should have assumed I couldn't do that one. I close my eyes, touch the necklace out of habit, and dive between worlds. But something changes. As soon as I enter Reverie, I'm whisked away once more. When I open my eyes, chaos stands before me.
Been a minute, hasn't it?
Were you waiting for me?
It's like we were just here. I don't know if it was a minute, but...
Oh, please. Look, I wanted to thank you.
Solid voice acting there to be really hey, we want you to portray Chaos as just the most pained person having to say something nice here.
That was extremely difficult, I'll have you know. Gratitude doesn't come naturally to the personification of determinate nonlinear systems.
You're welcome.
You know, you made the right choice, siding with your mother.
They start pacing back and forth in front of me, steps uneven, shoulders tense.
Through the years, she tried to get in touch with me, sent me signs, provoking me in hopes of...
They stop abruptly.
The past is the past. Now we can focus on our goal. Getting rid of the link between your world and ours.
I don't like it, but I agree. We need access to Glory Sanctuary. And this way is the surest.
Now we're cooking with gasoline! But first, I have a game for you.
Chaos, no. We don't have time for...
A game with purpose. And if we win, well, everyone wins. Whether they like it or not. Ursula's plan will get us to glory. Of course it will. But it needs Egregor. I need Egregor.
So we ask the other aspirations? What's the issue?
Come on, have you met the other aspirations? That's a joke. I know you have. Getting them to agree on anything. Like herding cats, my dear. Cats with an egregious case of attention deficit disorder. So, no. The game is this. I need you to visit each sanctuary. Visit each aspiration. whisper sweet nothings to them all. The honey you pour should be this. You rejected your mother.
What?
You sided with... what's her face? The delightfully rebellious one.
Jade?
Jade! You sided with Jade! You need the egregor for her. Powerful stuff, egregor. Even in your world, it has certain properties that can bend the odds in one's favor.
But I'm not gathering it for her. I'm gathering it for you?
Yes! Oh, you really are your mother's daughter. That's a compliment, believe it or not.
I'm not sure about this at all. But I chose this path, and there's no other way. Oh, it's okay. Gotta go here first. This will be a long trip across the divide. I settle myself in, get comfortable here in Brittle for my time in Reverie. But I want to know what will happen here, so I try something new. Before I leave, I turn on my Trivid, leave it running the news. Then I dive between the realms. When I arrive, I try looking back across to Brittle. At first, it's like trying to peer through a mirror past your own image into the reflected world beyond. But I find a crack, a portal between the two realms. Hazy, but there. I feel rather than see a great unrest, the protest... What? I feel rather than see a great unrest. The protests must have begun. Oh, okay. I feel rather than see a great unrest. Okay, gotcha. I hear the tinny words of the Trivid by my side, updates, reports. And there's another forced play, something of Reverie, but in Brittle. That must be Ursula, my mother, and her ritual. The portal closes for effort leaving me breathless. Or the effort leaving me breathless. Behind me, the heart of Reverie beats faster. Okay. Visiting Bliss. First stop, Bliss. Of all the aspirations, it's her presence I need the most right now. With her, I'll start my mission on the right foot, surrounded by happiness and positivity. When I enter her sanctuary, however, she barely stirs. Is it even possible for the personification of joy to feel sad?
Oh, Sprout. It's you. I'll up a beanbag, I guess.
Given the seriousness of the situation, I do not.
Hey, what's wrong?
Nothing. No, that's a lie. Jeepers creepers, kid, it's your mum. She didn't listen. She and Chaos have started that stupid plan of theirs.
I thought I had more time.
You knew?
Had a run-in with Chaos when I arrived.
Then you know about Nora, I guess.
What?
What about Nora?
She's a prescient, Harmony. Her abilities would have blossomed, but now she's hurt.
No.
Whatever Chaos and your mum are doing, it's working. But it's sending those poor buggers into fits.
We have to stop them. Quick, please. You're a Gregor. It's the only way I can enter Glory's domain and stop my mother's plan.
Yeah, I can do that. Only I was gonna...
What?
I can help Nora. Stop her hurting. But for that...
You need your egregor.
Yeah. I'm so sorry, Sprout. It's one or the other. No way we can do both.
What do I do? What do I do? Shield Nora from the pain of Ursula's plan, or forge ahead and hope I can beat my mother to glory? I might not be able to do this anyway. I can't tell. Am I going to be able to do that one? Man. I can't get distracted. I need to get to Glory to save Antia, to save both Reverie and Brittle. Nora would understand.
Give me the egregor. I need to reach Glory before this all goes too far.
Are you sure? Are you sure this is what you want to do?
Yes.
Then, here.
The blue liquid clouds, what? Oh, what? Oh, from form. I kept reading that as form, and it's from. The blue liquid clouds out from around Bliss, contracts into a sphere and rushes into my chest. I could feel it there inside, warm and heavy.
I need to do this. I need to stop them before more people get hurt.
No judgment here. I get it.
She looks crestfallen all the same. As I leave, I wonder how many other secrets have been kept from me on Brittle. Reverie, the aspirations, and now Nora's powers. I feel like I've been living a lie. But there's no time to feel sorry for myself. On to the next aspiration. If chaos were with me, I'd have to lie about the truth. Okay, I can't do that one. Wait, what? Wait, what? You went with Ursula's plan to go after Glory. So wait, can I not? Great. So am I really... Where am I stuck here? I can't go that far, can I? Yeah. So do I have to... I leave the racket of Bliss's sanctuary behind, safe in the knowledge that this egregor will... Wait, something's happening. In an instant, the warmth of the egregor is yanked out of me, and appears in Chaos's hands.
Bliss gave that to me.
But I want it. And now I have it. So, no, I think I'll keep it. Bye!
And they're gone. Impossible. They shouldn't be allowed in here in Bliss's domain. Not without her permission. There's nothing I can do, no way to retrieve the egregor. I have to move on. That was rough. Having to make such a decision so soon was not what I expected. I have no idea what Ursula would have done in my place. Perhaps that's for the best. Truth is next. I picture their sanctuary, so recently hidden from us all, and am transported to its outskirts.
This place is so empty. There aren't even any butterflies. How am I supposed to make it rain on power if there are no butterflies by truth?
If you'd have told me 2 days ago that Chaos's presence on this journey would be welcome, even helpful, well, I'd have been surprised, but I see the benefits of Chaos now. The warmth of my companion retreats as truth approaches, where Chaos is followed by a manic heat and ice-cold prickliness precedes truth, like placing both palms on frostbitten earth.
I have been expecting you. Come.
They sound less than enthused. The interior of their domain is no less frosty. In fact, it almost feels colder in here than outside.
Your mother has commenced her plan.
Yes, I know.
They don't respond. Instead, their milk-white eyes bore into my own, searching for something. Complacency? Guilt? Fear?
Very well. And you oppose this way forward?
Yes. I mean, I do.
The situation in Brittle grows complex. Your friend Jade cares for the ailing Nora. They talk together of prescience and secrets. She kept her nature from even you.
Yes, she did.
Ha! The foolishness of lies. Of course, I am somewhat biased. The question now is Jade's role in all this. Nora is reliant on her for the time being, but so are others. The protests need a leader, a figurehead. Someone to lay bare the sins of the corporation. I know what you seek, Egregor. But you must make a choice.
Another one?
Indeed. I could use my supply to spread Jade's revelations about the company's crimes even further. To accelerate the unrest, weaken the oppressor. But such an act would require Jade's assistance.
And Nora
would be alone once more. Make your choice. Keep the egregor for yourself and the protest falter, but Nora will be safe. For now. Allow me to use my powers, and the source of all Atina's woes shall be brought low, so low that they might never recover. What is your decision?
Oh, good lord. A chance to weaken MK, perhaps even weaken their hold over Glory. We can't miss this opportunity. I'm so sorry, Nora.
Do it. Spread the truth.
Very well.
The figure before me raises their hand and snaps their fingers, just once.
It is done.
What's happening in Brittle? Please, I need to know.
Their wide eyes flicker for a moment.
Your family is united. Laszlo, Omar, and now Jade. They lead the resistance.
And my mother?
Laszlo spoke with her. She knows of the pain her plan will cause, even to Nora.
There's the briefest of pauses, almost non-existent, and yet something that tiny that can mean the
But
world.
she persists.
She has her own mind. And I won't be the one changing it.
I do hope she accepts that other people have motives and goals as well. For example, Laszlo. He has taken Nora home, but he will be needed on the front soon. The protests are mighty. A wave of rage that threatens to drown all corporate resistance.
Truth's eyes flicker once more.
Thank you. I have to go.
Give my regards to Power.
As I leave, I see the shadow of satisfaction on their face. They approve of my choice. Not that I feel good about it, and neither apparently does Chaos.
Spoke my mind several times about how wrong you were. I had a plan. We had a plan. Your mother and I, we'd be ready to breach Glory's pyramid by now. You chose your own path.
I don't even bother to respond. Next stop, Power. I arrive at Power's domain. It's no more welcoming than before. As I approach, I feel a building of anxiety. All those aspirations, Power has the most of all the aspirations. Power was the most opposed to Chaos's plan. The door to his sanctuary is open. Inside, I see the giant aspiration on his throne, a Gregor already in hand. This feels wrong, too easy, like a trap. Power himself is wearing a frown, with steeped brows and a downturned mouth. But when is he not? I don't have the time to hesitate. I cross the boundary and enter his inner sanctum. He doesn't look any happier up close.
She was always stubborn, but this, she has reached out to the prescience. Her plan nears its climax. And chaos. I expected better from my kin. I'm sorry. Harmony, welcome.
He smiles. It's not a trap, just an aspiration reckoning with his worst enemy. Powerlessness.
There is some good news, at least. Nora, she is safe.
Oh, thank goodness. What happened?
Your man, Laszlo. Good chap. He got her to safety. She is sleeping now.
You mean unconscious?
Quite.
Time is running out, but I'm getting closer to our goal. Closer to the pyramid. Can't pick that one. Yana, I could have helped you here. Opens up one down the line. Oh, I can't do that. Okay. Do I try to gain 2 power crystals? Does it matter? Power might be disappointed, but he'll give you what you need. Oh, okay. That's kind of what I figured it would be locked. I think it's the logo's there, and I'm just not looking at it correctly. Power grunts disapprovingly.
Chaos is a trickster, but I expected better from you, Harmony. If you cannot even outwit a single aspiration, what sort of oracle will you make,
This is also... I don't know how to...
I can't respond to him. Because he's right, and I have no idea what I'm doing.
What's happening down there? On Atina?
Well, the violence of the protests is escalating. Monoconcern has passed beyond prevention and engaged in retaliation.
He leans in a little closer. His voice seems to carry the sadness of the violence he's talking about.
Tear gas, flashbangs. People suffer. Shops burn, batons fly. People scream.
My family.
Laszlo rushes to help his friends at the front. Jade remains with Nora at home. Here, The egregor, take it. Use it to end this madness. Do not lose it. Try.
I will.
I exhale. Power is never anything but intimidating. The burden of the task ahead still rests on my shoulders, but my journey is coming to an end. Before I can take another step, though, the weight inside me lifts again. But now I feel empty. Power's egregor, it's gone. Manic laughter echoes around my head. Chaos, how did they... No, I don't have time to think about it. I have to move on. Speaking with Power is always overwhelming. I emerge from his sanctuary with my ears ringing, onward to my final stop. Bond's there when I reopen my eyes. He looks awful.
Harmony, sit. There is a tale that needs telling.
What's going on? Something...
Please.
I move to one of the cushions stuffed snugly between the roots of Bond's tree. He moves to sit before me, his normal sincerity marred by a grimace.
Laszlo, he is injured.
No!
Be still. He lives, but the strands that tie him to this existence pull ever more taut and strained.
What happened?
The details are unclear, but they are painful. A fall, blood, allied feet trampling the... Oh, Harmony.
I need to go. He'll need me. I need to help him.
You can do nothing for him. Not in that place.
Jade has taken up the fight. There's no time left.
Many lives now depend on your actions, on what you do here in Reverie.
How? What can I do?
Follow Chaos's design.
Could my mother's plan have been the right one all along? Oh, I only have... Reality swims around me. Laszlo hurt, Nora in pain, and me here, apart from everything. Bond hands me their egregor. Chaos makes no move to take it.
Infinite possibilities are born in this moment. I have seen all the conclusions and their consequences. Take the egregor. Mono Concern, the oppressor, will be dealt a death blow. It will weaken them, so they may never recover. And it is the only way, the only possible way, to save your Laszlo.
I don't know what to do. If I do this, really do this, anyone with any hints of prescience on Atina might die. Nora could die. But if I don't, if I believe Bond, Laszlo's as good as
I
dead.
have seen the futures, but the tides of time are fickle. The best way, the only way to save Laszlo is with Chaos. But even then, there are no guarantees.
Jade's plan would keep Nora and the others safe. MK would still be weakened, but more slowly, methodically. My heart is racing.
I'm here for you. We all are. Remember, Harmony, the only certainty is the certainty of chance. Grab it while you can. Try. Fail and try again.
I need a couple of seconds to breathe and find the strength to reply. Chaos is waiting for me. Without thinking, I pull the egregor from my chest and place it in their palm. For once, they say nothing. Instead, they wink, flash me an unknowable smirk, and vanish. I guess I've made my choice. I have made my choice. Did not really think that one through, but yeah, interesting. That's really interesting. The way that they do that is basically like, at this point you go like, okay, you still have an opportunity to kind of go back the other way, which I think is interesting. Suddenly, I'm in Chaos's domain. Their nexus is disorienting at the best of times, but now my feet feel unsteady and my breath comes in rugged gasps. And there they are, Chaos. For once, they look deadly serious. For a moment, we stand there, staring at each other across the plains. They gesture. It's hard to make out, but it looks like they're beckoning me inside. The place is even messier than before.
Finally! What did you want? A formal invitation? Please. So, how have you been? Pull up a tire. Tell me everything.
You were there, weren't you? I could feel you watching.
Was it that obvious?
You may as well tell me how you did it. How did you bypass the rules to enter the other sanctuaries?
Oh, that! Well, first, thank you for noticing. Second, I've got your dear, sweet mum to thank. When she was the Oracle and she and I were, well, you know.
Get nasty.
Yes, I know.
Sexually.
It turns out our little reunion left quite an impression on me. A literal impression. I mean, some of her Oracle powers bled over onto me.
Ew.
I got that.
And that's why I can move freely between the domains. Well, freely. Still takes it out of you. And Glory's pyramid is a no-no, what with all that messiness from your world leaking through.
They're beaming at me, obviously extremely proud of themselves.
Is there another reason you brought me here? I assume it was you who did that?
Yes, in fact, there was. I wanted, again, to, never gets easier, does it? I wanted to thank you for sticking with mean old Chaos and Ursula the Wicked Witch. You had to make some choices, I saw. Some choices. But you didn't relent. And now, MK's fate is sealed. I cannot wait to discover what happens when everything goes off.
You don't know?
Ah, in a general sense. There's the shit and the fan. Throw one at the other and the outcome is inevitable. But predicting the spray? Oh, that's harder. Anyway, let's stop here before I get all emotional. This is the beginning of a new era, Harmony. Let's make a mess!
We're getting our poo-poo everywhere. Hey-oh, achievement. Chaos is ready. They clap their hands together and disappear into a cloud of confetti. Glory's pyramid awaits. As we approach, something feels off. Something feels strange. Glory's nightclub. Glory's sanctum has taken many forms over the course of time, mimicking humanity's art. The temple has but one ambition, to be Reverie's greatest wonder. The pyramid was once a place of entertainment where anyone could come to make art, dance, talk, or write. It has since closed its gate, keeping Glory hidden from everyone. The white sand surrounding it has been painstakingly collected from the brightest and most fleeting of human dreams. There's an absence. Like something was recently removed from this place. I remember when I was a kid, Ursula once took me to an old warehouse. She was looking for a venue for her poetry group. The place was a mess, abandoned for years, and all the interior walls had collapsed from neglect. I don't know what made me think of that. We head inside. Stale booze, sweat, vomit. The inside of Glory's pyramid smells like the tail end of the world's wildest night out. The disco ball in the center is the size of a small moon, but there's nothing festive about the rest. Glass, or something resembling glass, is sprinkled across the floor. It crunches underfoot as I move inside. The strobe lights protect my retinas. Oh, pierce. The strobe lights obviously protecting everything. Strobe lights pierce my retinas, leaving after images buzzing with the low hum of an oncoming headache. And there, splayed across a gigantic leather couch, is Glory.
Well, someone had fun.
She's not moving. Is she unconscious? Before I can move toward her, my attention is caught by a gasping, gurgling sound from the other side of the room. There's a gash in the far wall, and from it flows a cascade of egregor, modified egregor.
There! That's the source of MK's control.
Are you sure? Looks like a broken fondue thing.
I'm sure. That's egregor. They're modified egregor. You need to stop it.
Fine. Your wish is mine, yada yada.
They approach the floor. All the egregor they've stolen, truth's power, bonds, blisses, streams from their fingertips. The world explodes in a cascade of white. When I can see again, the flow has stopped. Nora, the prescience, being disconnected from Reverie so violently could have. No, I need to concentrate. Focus on the here and now. MK's hold on Reverie is gone. I did it. But I have no idea what's happening in Brittle. End of chapter. Ooh, 18 of 19. So freaking close to actually having to make a decision instead of it just being made for me. Someone told me that an aspiration cannot enter another sanctuary uninvited. And yet, something in the air has changed. Familiar presences, but it's not me they're haunting. Like a gust of wind bringing smells and perfumes from a nearby marketplace. Cooking food, strong spices, roasting meat, rotting fish, all of it bursts into the room at once. We're both startled by these new scents.
I get it!
Glory seems to be inhabited by voices I can't hear. I'm out of my depth, but I need to do something.
Enough!
Yeah, like, can you relax, please?
Quiet! Let her speak!
The smells are gone as abruptly as they came, leaving silence in their wake.
Thank you. Seems like my siblings have a lot to complain about.
Glory, pride, ambition, and desire form the core essence of Glory, coated in glitter and acuteness. As the most recent Heart of Reverie, she propels humanity's current dreams to greater heights than ever before. Glory feeds ego, allowing humans to reach their full potential. She has helped to refine Reverie's architecture and transform dreams from mere drafts into sharp, inspiring visions. She has expanded all the limits of dreams, allowing further exploration of Reverie's boundaries. Above all, Glory has introduced the concept of beauty to dreams.
Everybody was worried. Or, unsettled.
I will leave the heart. It's the only way to show. To prove my fucking goodwill.
Good. That will appease them.
Then something changes, something breaks, something stops beating.
Is that you, Glory?
She turns around to face me. Her face is as surprised as I am. I can't hear her reply. I can't hear anything, really. What? The world isn't the same anymore. Was I wrong to trust Reverie? People still need me here in Alma, but I need to dig down deep inside to find a new strength. The Heart of Reverie stops. For a couple of seconds, my senses go numb. Then, the blast. A powerful wave rolls over the whole realm. Over me. Everything goes dark. Then I realize another heartbeat is missing from the world. Hang on 1 second. Hang on. Be right back with more Harmony. Alright, we're back. Another heartbeat is missing from the world, but my heart beats steadier because the Beeb is bringing home the T-Bell. Let's go! I open my eyes back in brittle. For a second, the overflow of lights, colors, and smells is overwhelming. I have to leave my room. I stagger to the door, outside, to the sun. As I walk across the lawn, I feel incomplete, broken up. Something's missing, but I don't know exactly what or why. As I get closer to the main building, I can hear sobbing. I can almost feel it. I see Nora right away, bowed over the kitchen counter, surrounded by crumpled tissues, face drawn with exhaustion. She moves as soon as she sees me. She flings herself at me and holds on, tight as a rope. Then I understand.
Polly.
Before she even says it.
Laszlo is dead.
Oh my god. Why didn't I see it coming? The following days are a blur. Every morning is a chore, every hour is long and painful, every evening is a dreadful story. Laszlo's gone. Laszlo's dead, and I can't dream anymore. Now, Reverie has disappeared. The blast, the wave, whatever it was, it ruptured the link I had with the aspirations. Suddenly, I miss them. Day after day, their existence fades away. So why bother getting out of bed? Why? Okay, so where are we here? As far as the... Oh, we can't see anything. You know what? Since there's like kind of like food stuff on the way, just kind of... We'll keep this rolling for a little bit longer. What day is it? Not that it matters, but... This next piece seems to just kind of be like... very quick, short bits. Another today, but a different one. I drag myself out of bed and notice somebody's left something for me. A flask of modified egregor. It's on the nightstand along with a note. From an MK friend, Omar. There's a PS. This wasn't your fault. If it weren't for you, we'd all be lost. We believe in you, all of us. We know you'll find your way back. What? Can't remember when he dropped it off. Omar must believe this egregor is the way back to Reverie. If it exists. If I want to go back. So much for precedence. If I could see Laszlo... yeah, precedence, yeah. Prescience? So much for prescience. If I could see Laszlo's death coming, why would I give a fuck about the aspirations? What did they do to help me? To make sure his death wouldn't happen? Nothing. You got out of bed. I needed that. Taking a shower felt like shedding my skin. But as I try to gather some clean clothes to get dressed, a heavy weight falls back on my shoulders. I'll never recover from this. I can't move my body. I can't move my mind. I'm stuck in this pain. Maybe it's better this way. Oh, good. Jade comes by. Nora's been camping out in the living room since it happened. She's either on her phone, scrolling endlessly, or she's watching the Trivod. Watching is a strong word. Her eyes are fixed upon the images, but where is Nora? I'm not too sure. Tonight Jade is here. She comes often, bringing food almost every day, but she doesn't say much. The Trivod is on, but nobody's watching or listening. It's just there, white noise, distant waves, emptiness filling up the void. Then some words snag our attention like fish hooks. MK has ruled that the death of, quote, an old man was, quote, an accident. According to MK, the fault lies with the protesters who were manipulated by violent rioters and political activists. An MK spokesperson just told us that.
Those bastards!
Exactly right. Bastards. Bastards from a basket. Not sure my mother would have been able to stomach this, but... Where is Ursula? Yeah. Ursula steps in. The thing is, we don't know where my mother is. Again. She rarely sleeps with the Naiads. She's always out and about. Ursula's behavior always felt selfish, but this time it's something else.
You two, stay here. I'll go find Ursula.
What? Why?
I'm worried. And...
We can't go on like this. But I can't say that out loud. Not now.
I need air. And I need... to get some groceries. We can't rely on Jade to feed us for the rest of our lives.
Even if the food she brings is divine.
Polly.
I think it's a great idea.
That settles it. So I'm walking alone in Alma, chasing my mother. It's deja vu all over again. I scan the crowd, trying to find her, and that's when I see it. A mural of Laszlo, his unmistakable face painted on a wall, his personality staring out from brick and mortar. I fight back tears as I walk past, leaving it behind. A few streets down, I find my steps dragged towards his bar. Candles, flowers, teddy bears. Left there by strangers, invisible hands, and hearts carrying a piece of our grief. I can't stand this either. I turn and then I'm running away to the beach. I can't see Laszlo's ghost anymore. I didn't know so many people cared. I didn't know how big an impact he'd had in his life and in his death. But now it's clear to see. Alma is giving back, showing support, protecting its own. And now the tears come. Finally, I'm sobbing. I spot a silhouette in the distance, tall and thin, ankle deep in the cold water.
Mother?
She turns around. It's her. Her face is closed off, her posture sad and heavy with grief. I move closer. Something about her is different. I've never seen her look quite like this before.
The prodigal daughter returns. Or something like that.
She's drunk. That's a first.
Is there an equivalent in the Oxyon culture?
Oh, no. The Oxyons were not known to be as forgiving as that. Perhaps that's what caused them to disappear. They didn't believe in forgiveness or love or charity.
She chuckles, as if she just made a joke, or if this whole little speech was a scene she scripted and rehearsed.
Let's go home.
Home? What for? If we had followed my plan, maybe home would still exist. But now, what for?
Come on.
The worst thing is, Laszlo didn't agree with me. My plan was too violent for him, too aggressive. Right up to the very end, he was always the same, protecting others before himself. And look what happened to him.
Oh my God. I want to shake her. I want to scream. Years of stilted conversations, misread meanings, poor communication. And now she stands here, drunk, angry, lost. Lashing out at her wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be right.
I saw his face in town. Somebody in Alma painted a mural of him. Things are changing outside the Naiad's walls.
So what?
We need you. At home. And with what's about to come.
You don't need me. You never did.
True. But I can't say it out loud.
We need you. I need you.
You don't.
The aspirations. I can't hear them anymore.
I can see that strikes a chord. This is the angle to take to get her back to me.
Maybe it's what happened in Glory's pyramid, or maybe it's the anger I felt when I heard about Laszlo.
Anger? At them?
They could have warned me. They schemed and plotted, playing with our lives. His life.
No. No. The aspirations need us more than we need them. You are their oracle. You are their guide.
She steps closer to me, emerging from the
When
water.
I was their oracle, I could always find answers to my problems and the problems of those around me. You cannot sever your link with Reverie.
I won't go back.
She smiles. It's small and faint, but a smile nonetheless.
I'll go back home if you agree to reconnect with the aspirations.
Will you help me?
She looks at me in a new way.
Of course.
And then she She hugs me. Weird. Go to sleep. Outside, the city is asleep. I feel lighter than I've ever been. A gust of wind hit me right. If a gust of wind hit me right this minute, it would whisk me far away. In bed, I stare at the ceiling in the darkness, trying to make sense of the last few days. Sleep gently scoops me up in the middle of a thought that becomes a dream. A dream that becomes a vision. A lake somewhere below my feet. A lake of a Gregor. Oxyon Lake. Located right beneath the Naiads, this underground lake is one of the largest on Atina. It is believed to be related to the Oxyons, but no proof of this connection has ever been found. Like in the other caves on Atina, the water contained in this lake is believed to have special properties. Monoconzern has been studying what makes this liquid so peculiar, and this and other lakes are part of a more ambitious analysis plan. So far, it remains a puzzle to be solved and another key to understanding Atina's unique heritage. Immense, steady, and welcoming. The dream fades. So I still can't go back to, like, the main thing. So we'll just keep going. Just keep going. I wake up a few hours later. My exhaustion is gone. Gone entirely, as if my body was washed clean of it. But my head is full of questions and words and memories echoing inside me, ringing through my brain over and over again, never fading, never lessening. I feel like I'm about to spiral out. I need to focus. What if I'd never left Atina? I keep imagining, what if I'd stayed, never left Atina, worked hard here, maybe at the bar with Laszlo? I would have been at his side. I could have protected him. Maybe I would have been more active, done more fighting and protesting, been at Jade's side, helping lift up her voice, making sure people heard. I could have made a difference. I should have stayed away from Reverie. Away from all those schemes and plans. Laszlo would be alive. That's a given, isn't it? If he'd gotten in danger anyway, I would have protected him. No doubt about that. He always cared for me, and I gave up on him. When he needed me most, I was away. I was busy. I lost so much time with him. I can never get that back. I can hear him. I can see him. I can see all of us, waking up to the day after the protest. Tired and concerned, but together. All of us around the Trivid catching up on the news. Nora making breakfast, Ursula and Laszlo quietly exchanging half-sentences full of meaning for them. Then Laszlo and I walk to the bar. We enjoy the sun. We chat about the mundane stuff while we serve customers. Coffee beans, tax hikes, new imported beer. The latest corrupt politician, the latest football match. The last customer, the last day. If I'd done things differently, Laszlo would still be here. He'd be with us. I'll never forgive myself. Still can't go to the overarching thing. Long nights, little sleep, painful sunrises. When is this going to end? Kitchen, a mess. Fridge, empty. General mood at the Naiads, exhausted and hungry. Nora and I are going through our box of old video cassette tapes. We spend the better part of the day finding the right cable so we can watch them. Best day we've had in a long, long time. The movies are mostly ridiculous comedies, action adventure, cheap knockoffs, badly dubbed junk. We love it. The bell rings. Someone's at the gate. Nora doesn't move. So many people have come. They all say the same things. A lot of them are angry too. I think they've started to see Laszlo as a symbol. They don't get why we can't just join them in that. The person rings again. Reluctantly, I get up. I peep through the window. It's Yana. Hell yeah. They're here and they're hot as ever. As hot as ever. Open the door, keep the door. We're opening the door for Yana. Come on. They really have been nice to us after we, lied to their face. I cross the lawn to welcome Yana at the gate. As I get closer, I notice they're standing awkwardly, shoulders bunched, arms tight at their side. Hey.
Hey. I'd like to offer my condolences for Laszlo.
By, hugging me and never letting go. Please, Yana, please.
You already sent me a message.
Yeah, but I kept thinking about it. Just sending a message didn't seem like the right way to express my feelings.
We're watching terrible video cassettes. Would you like to come in? Please.
Thank you.
They lift their arms slightly, and I step forward into the offered hug. A few precious seconds, we fold into each other's embrace. It felt good. It felt genuine. It felt warm. We start to walk across the lawn. It's a peaceful moment, and I savor it.
I came for another reason. I found a box of old pictures. Memories from high school. Stuff like that. I'd like you to have them.
They hand me a photo album. I break into a smile. Hell yeah, we're spending time with Yana. Let's go! I asked Yana if they wanted to come in, but they refused. Good, because I didn't think I would have been able to be around someone else for too long. I head back to my room and check out the pictures Yana gave me and the memories they had. I lie down on the bed. That was such a short interaction, but I'm exhausted by it. The album is short and sweet. Pictures of Yana and me, other students, friends, a couple of teachers. That life feels so far away. What's left of it now? I couldn't really say. The pictures trigger memories, remind me of songs we used to listen to on repeat. I reach for my phone and fire off a couple of text messages to Yana. They reply right away, and after a few messages...
So, what do you think of my little present?
I love it. It's so weird how he
grew up?
Exactly.
We laugh. I have to admit, it's the first time I've laughed in so long that it hurts a little.
Do you remember the crocodile song?
I am online! Oh my god, Xbox, what are you doing? Still online. It's online. Are you kidding me? How... Oh no, it actually is not online. Oh good, excellent. Fantastic. It's not online because my laptop is not online. Okay, so... Alright. Hang out for just a second. We'll be right back with more Reverie, I think. Or Harmony. Why did the internet go out? It's perfectly fine outside. Ah! Someone probably lit off a firework right into a goddarn internet provider server thing. Huh. Alright, we'll be right back with more Reverie here in a minute. Alright, we are back with what seems to be the most, just... Oh, God. What happened there? Did I really miss a phone call? Oh, 43 minutes ago. Okay. Never mind. We're all good. All right. So we're back here in Harmony. Oh, God. The internet, I guess, just is out. Thankfully, I have a little bit of a hotspot to use here on my phone. So I'm going to try and jump in and hopefully just get to that next section where we can see the next act. Hopefully. Thankfully, Xboxes and stuff don't run a ton of, data unless you're updating anything. The problem here is that sometimes the game closes out when it loses connection or, resets your progress in a weird way. But I haven't had that problem lately, and I've lost connection a couple of times with MLB The Show 23, and it's oh, no, it's fine. We just pause the game for you. So let's see what we can do here with Harmony as we continue. I unplugged it, replugged it in, walked around.
Crocodile song.
Perfect, right where I want to be. Then the memory hits me like a ton of bricks. The Crocodile song. Just a silly tune, but it was everywhere when we were finishing high school.
We used to sing it all the time.
Even during our final exams.
And you got in trouble for it.
Because of you.
We chat about the past for another hour. Memories, private jokes, stupid stuff. We talk about our 10 years apart. We say things that should have been said a long time ago. And when Yana decides to go to bed, I feel tired. Physically tired, like after a good run. After a bit of no you first, we hang up. I can't thank Yana enough for today. What a delight. Like, thanks. Thank you, Yana. Coming through in the clutch. Go to sleep. I lie in bed. The ceiling's watching me watching it. But for once, this time, sleep comes swiftly to scoop me up. End of chapter. Where is everyone? Uh-oh. That's not good. This is like just not getting to the point where I need it to get for a clean video cut. The internet decided to try to cut this video when it was done. I wake myself up today. No need for an alarm. Impressive after all those sleepless nights. It's late in the afternoon, like really late. Nobody's around. Ursula's gone. The trivod is off. Nora's gone too. Where is she? I make my way slowly through the big echoing building. Once the Naiads was filled with people, artists, poets, creators of all sorts. A living, breathing art gallery. As I walk mindlessly around the building, I realize I've never seen it so empty and quiet. My heart quickens. For a second I wonder if... No, I know I'm not dreaming. A panic attack. I haven't had one in years. I feel so out of control of my own life. There's a prickly feeling of sweat across my hairline. I can feel my heart beating faster. I open my eyes. I'm standing in front of Laszlo's door. His room hasn't been used or opened in days. Inside is his entire life. All that's left. To someone outside of the family, all these items are meaningless. To me, to us, they're memories. His gardening tools remind me that someone's going to have to take care of the plants, and I know neither Ursula nor Nora will know how to. Nothing will ever be the same again. I touch my chest. I feel like I can't breathe. I sob uncontrollably. Alright, end of chapter. Okay, we're burning through these. Okay. Run back to my room, try to breathe, look at family photos. Calm down. I need to calm down. Night is falling. Someone will be home soon. Someone has to be home soon. My mind's racing in circles, desperate to find something to do. Anything. Call Yana. Try to breathe. Need to calm down. Look at family photos. So wait. Hold on. So it has 4, so you gotta do... Okay. We're gonna do each of these nodes anyway, so whatever. Why am I even doing this? This isn't comforting. Laszlo's face is in every in every picture. Everywhere I look. Our memories, our lives, our past, all linked and interconnected and unfolding in parallel until his own path stops. This isn't comforting, it's torture. I say that every day. I can't feel better knowing that he won't be there to see it ever again. What's the point? What's the point? Panic is overwhelming my mind. A tsunami of pain has swamped me. I'm drowning under the weight of it. How is it possible? How can I just move on with my life? Of course it is. It has to be my fault. Laszlo needed me, Ursula needed me, Nora needed me, and I wasn't there. Keep the tears inside. Keep them in. Lock it down. What's happening to me? Can't breathe. Can't think. Can't. I can't. He's dead and it's my fault. I picture Laszlo. His last minute or so. He's walking. He's in the middle of a protest surrounded by people who welcomed him. He sees the MK security forces charging. He sees them and his reaction is to protect the people on either side of him. He throws his arms wide to shield them. Then, a blast, smoke, blood, his skull crushed in the way that feels simply unbelievable. I can't escape that minute, and no one is home to help me shake free of it. We're going to gain our first glory crystal. Whoa! Look out. I've got to get out of here. The egregor flask on my table catches my eye. What if that was the key? What would I do if I could travel back to Reverie? What would I tell the aspirations? I grab the flask and gulp it down. I drink every last drop. I close my eyes. My throat burns and stomach churns. The other types of egregor I've come into contact with from the aspirations themselves felt natural. But this stuff is different. I gag. This stuff tastes like poison. I feel heavier, full of something I can't recognize. As I sink into the darkness, a smell, a color, a feeling on my skin. The lake from my dream, still and pure. Are you waiting for me? Are you waiting for me? Are you a premonition or a reality? I blink and... Reverie, or what's left of it. There, I see someone. It's Glory. She looks devastated.
Glory?
No answer. Her silhouette is hard to focus on, like a mirage on a desert.
Glory? What's going on? What happened?
She's gone. Or rather, she was never there. The world around me breaks down. I'm back in the void. The feeling on my skin is gone. So are the color and the smell. Instead, a powerful vision strikes me. Before me is a pool, a lake of egregor. All the power I've ever collected. And there's something down there, in the blue. Kind of half expected an achievement to pop there. The world isn't the same anymore. I wonder, was I wrong to trust Reverie? People still need me here in Alma, but I need to dig deep down inside me to find a new strength. Act 4, Chapter 1. Alright, well there you go. Kind of a weird interstitial bit there. After the climactic events of Chapter 3, or Act 3. We got our first glory crystal. We finally met them. We have 55% of the bliss crystals, and then we kind of just have some other achievements to unlock. That's about it. Yeah. Hey, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Sorry it was a little uneven there at points. I just randomly stopped on me, which is pretty frustrating. Not the game's fault, obviously. It's the internet that just appears to be out for, like, literally no reason. It is a July summer day, and It just, the internet's just like, no, not today. Nope. No, thank you. That's fine, though. Well, hotspot coming in handy to at least connect to the internet and tell it that I do have access to this game. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. So far, so good. We're probably 7 hours or so into this game. I think we probably have about 3 more. So be on the lookout for that. Should be up tomorrow right here on the channel. So, yeah, and that'll be that. We'll have Demo Fest now confirmed for the 11th through the 17th. So I will be posting videos on that. There's an ID at Xbox showcase that they'll be doing on the 11th itself. So be looking out for Demo Fest content throughout this week. It should be Harmony tomorrow, NFL on Tuesday, the ID at Xbox showcase / like Demo Fest kind of breakdown. Demo Fest or co-op on Thursday, which might be Diablo 4, maybe something else. I'm not 100% sure. Friday will be a set of demos. Saturday, taste test. And then Sunday and Monday, sets of demos. So, yeah. Check that stuff out. Some of them I think have already started to pop on the thing. We'll get more information Tuesday. And they'll hopefully all be live. They've already announced a couple that I've already played. So, I'll just make sure it's 3 videos. Baseball continues in the evening time. We have cool stuff like Hindsight. No, that's not what it's called. Viewfinder is what it's called. I can't ever remember the name of that game. Viewfinder will be out. That'll be up on the 19th. And yeah, that'll probably be a multi-part series as well. Yeah, good stuff coming out. And this is during the summer. Usually summers are like, bleh, totally poopy, but not anymore. Hey, thanks for watching Harmony, The Fall of Reverie. We got one more part coming for you tomorrow. So if you'd like to see the finale of that, be sure to scroll down, subscribe, ring the bell. You'll be notified when I post new videos, and you can catch up with, or see the grand finale of everything that we have here in this series. Thanks for watching. That's kind of a rough ending, but that's all right. Subscribe, ring the bell. We'll see you another day in a different video. Goodbye.